any college football season. Ranked team against unranked opponent, and we'll see if the upset can shake up the rankings in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, beneath the Golden Dome at Notre Dame Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the NC State Wolfpack, taking on the 11th ranked team in the land, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 48 Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. NC State with the kickoff team on the field and just about ready to start. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Slips through the line. He returns it almost to the 35. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Solid work on that one. Back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on second down. 2nd and 10, really hard. 3rd and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole playbook.
Fires to the big fella. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Rides the back and leaves it on the option.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. 42 Spider. 42 Spider. Back to throw, it's Carr. Using the quick game. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. Ran through the tackle and he's got room to run. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
This Notre Dame offense carving it up. They're working with another 1st down. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Finds his man down the middle.
And when this quarterback is in a rhythm, this offense is really hard to stop. You've seen that on this drive. He's 3 for 3, but they're also running the ball well. Everything they're dialing up right now is working.
Notre Dame has it now, 1st and goal. Quarterback will keep it. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Picked up some of what they needed on first down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. Now the play fake. Fires to the tight end. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch.
Well, short completion setting up 3rd down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
Still some work to do here on 3rd and goal from the 3. Ahead. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Irish.
And that touchdown just got this whole place going, didn't it? You got everybody doing the Irish jig. Touchdown, Jesus is happy. You got the leprechaun, he's dancing. The energy in this place right now is on another level after that score. No wonder this is such a tough place to come in and try to get a win on the board.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. They'll run it from the gun. Picks his way ahead, pick up a 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. 3rd and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running. So nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a 3rd down opportunity that's in their favor.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Grab near the marker. It's Anderson. He'll have the first down as he gets it to the 28-yard line before he stopped.
That was a 3rd down this offense absolutely had to have. They're already down in this game, and so on 3rd down, you've got to find a way to win. And it's a nice job in the one-on-one, running a good route, creating some separation, quarterback throwing on time, and this offense stays on the field.
Caught behind the line. It's Grimes. Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together.
Defense, man, it helps you a lot when you can be a linebacker or a corner or safety, anybody, and you see the QB throw the football. Now I can break on the football right away and limit gains like right here on this play.
Looking for room. It's Smothers. Not a lot of daylight. He gets 1 to the 32.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on 3rd down. Caught near the sticks. It's Grimes. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40.
Quarterbacks are just like anybody else. They get in rhythms. And to get in a rhythm early on 3rd down and have a little success here and get the sticks moving, great chance to continue to get this offense moving down the field to get some more points.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Makes the catch. It's Grimes. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Wolfpack will have 1st and 10. They'll leave it with him. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
The Wolfpack put themselves in a hole here on 2nd down. Looking for a man, it's Bailey. He fires a bullet to the right. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Got it in the middle. It's Grimes. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another 1st down.
I love the start for this quarterback on 3rd down. 3rd down, obviously money down. Got to have success. But to have success early, now it opens up everything. Like, we trust him. He's got a rhythm going. He's feeling good, and he got a lot of confidence.
They're down to the 32-yard line on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. He's got the tight end. And he's brought down after a nice gain. We've come to the end of the period, and Notre Dame has the lead. And we've come to the end of the 1st as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. The give to the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Quarterback may change this route. To throw, it's Bailey. Release to the back. And wings it incomplete.
But how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
From the gun, wants to pass. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
Well, you just sort of felt like this defense had to do something to get this quarterback out of a rhythm, right? He's been picking them apart all drive long, and finally they come up with a sack.
Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here come the Irish back on offense. Both teams scored on their first possessions, but now a chance to send a message that field goals aren't going to win this game. Touchdowns will. They'll start this drive going to the air. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And screens are all about timing, right? You want to invite the defensive line to fly up the field, and then you want to throw it right over their head. And you could tell just a little bit off, and the defense got in there so quick, got the quarterback hit before he could really get his bearings and throw the screen.
They'll go to the ground. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Wants to throw. It's Carr. That's caught. It's Pauly. Powers through the defender. And that stiff arm is a weapon for this runner. He uses it and picks up a first down.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
Notre Dame ready to go with another first down. Going to the ground. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? We're stringing together 7 first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Notre Dame ready to go back to work with another first down. Looking for a gap. It's long. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. Notre Dame comes to the line trying to convert on 3rd and short. Defensive coordinator showing heat before the snap.
And that's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse Reese. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
Don't even think about sending the special teams out on 4th down and 3. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Fighting Irish.
to watch. They've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Dropping back, it's Bailey. Hauls it in. Brought down at the 28, but it's a 10-yard gain.
That is an excellent throw by the quarterback, finding the window between the zones and delivering that ball on time.
Offense has it at the 28 on first down. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Got it done in the passing game on the last play. Let's see what they do on first down. Motion from the wide receiver. To the air on first down. Unloads it downfield. He's got it down the left. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam, and the defense finally got him. The feel of this whole drive changed on that last big play. They've got it 1st and 10 outside the 30. Wants to go up top on first down. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41.
That's how you have a short memory. That's how you forget about the big play that just happened. And you line up in your stance and you respond. Great job by the defense, lining up, getting after the quarterback, even after they made a big play.
NC State with a lot of ground to cover after losing yardage on the last play. Scanning the field, it's Bailey. Under fire. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the Thunder being shaken down on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Here's a heat, and here's a fumble way behind the line. Offense scoops it up and still going. He won't get there. It'll bring up fourth down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. They'll try to convert on 4th and long after giving up that big sack. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. That one comes out hot down the right side. And a confident throw and catch, and they're in the red zone at the 13.
That is a huge play early in this game. We came into this thing wondering just how aggressive this offense wanted to be, and there you go. First half, 4th and long. We're not bringing the punter out on the field. We've got a guy that we think can read the defense and deliver a strike, and we've got playmakers stretching the field vertically. They show you how dangerous they can be on that last 4th down there.
He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Great recognition by the defense on that pass play. They knew exactly who the quarterback was going to, and they got there quick.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking to throw, it's Bailey. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. So the first half has come to a close. We'll take a break and head over to the halftime show. Ready to go here in the second half, and Notre Dame will kick it away. He'll bring it out. He goes out of bounds on that return right at the 20-yard line. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive. Just like they do at the start of the game, they've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a score.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here will be huge.
They'll go back to the ground. And the defense snows him under after a very short game.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
NC State comes to the line to deal with third and short. On the ground, going for the first down with the give to the tight end. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Wolfpack with a 1st and 10 here. To the air, it's Bailey. Finds his big tight end. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. This tight end just creates matchup problems no matter how you try to defend it.
How about the catch radius on him, too? So as a quarterback, you don't have to be perfect when throwing it to him. You just got to get it somewhere in his vicinity, and he can come up with the catch.
Looking to throw on 1st down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Wants to go up top. Makes the grab. It Smothers. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the 1st down.
Guys at the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. He's got it inside the 25. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Wolfpack!
Quarterbacks flexibility to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And with the extra point, they cut the lead to 14-10. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Barres. He's chased out of bounds inside the 15. They'll mark him out at his own 14-yard line. Not much on that kick return. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. Looking to throw, it's Carr. Safe completion on the screen. Plows through the defense.
And this offense, I think, will do a good job in this game divvying up the football and distributing it to different guys in the passing game. It won't just be receivers. It's not going to be tight ends. This running back, he's a weapon, too, after he catches it. You saw it right there.
The Irish come to the line facing second and short. They'll try the run. Fights off a defender. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
You just need more from your offensive line. Second and short like that, you'd love to be able to fire off the ball and pick that up running it, but the defense was able to get penetration. They were able to get a stop, and now you set up third down, and this offensive line is going to have to play a lot better here.
They'll move the wide receiver. Makes the grab on third. At the 35, he's open. And the explosiveness, the big gainer, gets it to the 49-yard line.
As a defense, it's so hard covering this guy. Because of his frame, you're not really going to match up. But this guy's also got some wheels. The hard part is bringing him down after the catch. This guy's like a giant giraffe. You're just lions hanging on his neck trying to drag him to the ground. Not easy to do.
On the move, it's Bob. Runs through the tackle. Brought down at the 38. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a creep,
breaks into the open. Makes the stop at the 23-yard line, but it's a pickup of 15. A first down, and this offense is smelling the end zone. The Irish relying on the running game to give them this fresh set of downs. Motion from the wideout. Dropping back, it's Carr. Looking left. Picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And this ball looks like it just got away from the quarterback. I think he made the right decision. He was going to the receiver that seemed open, but just not very accurate on the throw, and that leads to the interception.
North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They march to the end zone the last time they had it, do it again, and they'll be on top. And makes the tackle at the 23 after he got 10.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
From their own 23, it'll be first and 10. Wants to throw on first down. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Strong safety blitzes can sometimes be hard to see coming from a quarterback standpoint because we're used to seeing the strong safeties insert themselves into the box, but you don't oftentimes see them blitz like that. That can be tricky to watch.
The Wolfpack put themselves in a hole here on second down. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Grabs it in the middle, and they'll knock him down.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
Shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on third down. To the air. It's Bailey. Throws to the tight end. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
And no shot at a return here as the punt flies out of bounds. So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. Looking downfield on first down. Gonna let it fly. Makes the grab, gets the foot down, just precision execution on that big play. Big play for the Irish there, reminiscent of a Tim Brown or Rocket Ismail.
Yeah, and I'm glad you used a reference in the last 30 years, Reese. You know, just trying to find playmakers at Notre Dame, and Michael Mayer, obviously, in the recent years, was a guy that you could really, really depend on. Trying to find those golden Tates, those elite players out wide is something they've been missing over the last several years.
Looking to throw on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Fields.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Out of the gun, the inside give. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. Guys, we've come to the end of the quarter, and Notre Dame has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Holds and fires complete to the right. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
You know, it's difficult for QBs sometimes when you're throwing to your running backs because they're not receivers. You really got to be perfect with the ball placement. You got to make that a catchable throw. A little bit too tough for the RB on that one.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a first and goal. Off play action. He wants it all. Touchdown, Notre Dame! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away, count on your defense. Not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Wolfpack with a lot of options on second and short. Using his legs, it smothers. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game. Well, the good news is you got the first down running it there on second and short, but the bad news is you're down by quite a bit here in the fourth quarter, and 2, 3, 4-yard gains aren't going to get it done. You've got to start chucking this thing vertically to get back in the game.
NC State at the line with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, it's Bailey. Under fire. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
This offensive line is not going to like watching the film back tomorrow when they get the opportunity, because they have gotten beat time and time again up front, especially in passing situations. All of the hits, all of the sacks this quarterback has taken is the biggest reason why they're going to lose this game.
How about the job by this defense? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the Thunder being shaken down on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the right. Got him downfield. Turning it on. And that one looked as if it might go all the way, but they picked up more than 40 yards before the touchdown-saving tackle. They absolutely had to have that 3rd down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the 3rd down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
Wide receiver going in motion. To the air on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them. And guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, the next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here. NC State started this drive with terrible field position, but now a little room to operate. Might be changing the route. Dropping back, it's Bailey. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, NC State! Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because
there he goes. The 20, inside the 10. Touchdown, Iron. He got it loose, and it was lights out after that.
Man, it's easy to call plays when I got guys like this who can take the ball and rip it 70-plus to the house. How about the speed? He showed you a little bit of wiggle. This dude's got it all. Nice touchdown run by the running back.
And the point after is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. The short hands, it's Anderson. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. And here comes the offense on second down. Looking to throw, it's Bailey. He wants to go deep. Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. Fourth quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. Wants to go up top on first down. Pulls it in. It's Crawley. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Notre Dame trying to keep this drive moving on second and short. The give as they work on that clock. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Snap from the gun on third down. Skips away from pressure. He'll try to do it himself. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
Well, it's just a really nice job there on that third down, trying to get after this quarterback. And obviously they're not able to make the play in the backfield, but really nice job pursuing. You see the athleticism and the speed they have, how they play as a unit together. Only giving up a little bit of a gain and now setting up fourth down.
And before they can kick it, the receiving team's going to call a timeout.
Timeout, NC State.
Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. How about this? It's out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to mark it right around the 5-yard line. What a great job there.
Dude, how about that boom? I mean, you talk about power. That dude just booted that thing halfway across the field, completely flipping the field position and getting it down inside the 10. That is a nice job by that punter.
NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Last drive ended with a pick. Vitally important to take care of the football. Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. NC State quick to the line.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
They're going to ride this running back. He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. Back to throw, it's Bailey. Makes the grab, it's Rogers. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Quick tempo, no huddle offense, 2nd down, clock's running. Back to pass. He just missed the target on that one, gotta put it on his body.
Got to give this defense a lot of credit because even down to the last seconds of this football game, we're seeing outstanding effort. QB taking a shot down the middle of the field. There's a defender swatting it away. They have had this quarterback's number all game long, and that's why they're winning this game.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Snagged in the middle, it's Anderson. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. They just keep firing. Throws for the tight end. And he rifled in that pass, but it's incomplete.
It's been tough for this QB in this one. Very small windows to throw into, and he's been under some duress as well. It's hard to find a rhythm as a QB in those types of situations, and that's why it appears as though his team's going to be leaving here with it now.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to fire. This time it's complete. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Looking to throw on 1st down. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, the quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that you feel like you can run in your sleep.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking downfield, it's Bailey. Unloads to the right. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Wolfpack. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the owner?
And the extra point splits the uprights. They got the touchdown they needed. Now trailing by a field goal, they'll line up for the onside kick. A few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Now we've got a little game pressure, and we'll see how the offense responds in a 3-point game, Jesse.
I can't wait to see this quarterback and how he's going to be able to handle that pressure, David. How will he respond in this situation?
And just know it. Listen, I'm only up by 3 now. If I can make this a 2-score game, I can almost put this away in the 4th quarter.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7.
Let's go!
run the ball. The clock is on their side. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Line gets set, first down. And the quarterback takes a knee. You're going to hear guys after this game say, got to work harder, got to be more intense. You know, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. And it seemed to me that's what happened out there today.
Yeah, just never really got into a rhythm for this team. There's no doubt they've got a lot of very talented players on both sides of the ball. So, David, I don't think this is a situation where they need to now freak out and try to reinvent things on either side of the football. Just being in better rhythm early and trying to find that in their next game, I think would go a long way.
Yeah, and it's just finding a couple of those plays. What do I do really, really well? Let's continue to build on that. Let's take away these negative plays. Let's take away these turnovers. How do we create more turnovers? I think that rhythm you're talking about, Jesse, finding those things that I do well, building on them, and doing more of them.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.